Final preparations are underway for our next big adventure. Tyler and I are about ready to embark upon about a 3-hour drive.
Early this morning.
Followed by about a 1-hour skidoo ride. And take the old girl out for her maiden voyage. And we're looking at about minus 10 to 15 degrees C today as we see if the new skidoo likes to ice fish. Well, we made it to the staging area here in Lakeland Provincial Park. Now there are dozens of lakes in the park, and a lot of them you can access by truck or SUV most of the time. There's a lot of snow this winter, so that might hamper some people's efforts, but there are some lakes that you cannot get to without the right equipment. This year I got the right equipment. We got a GSX 1200. Gonna see how it handles the trails and gets us into where we can hopefully find some jumbo perch today. And there's about probably 3 or 4 inches of fresh snow. We saw some beautiful northern lights driving north this morning, and the snow should make for a very pretty drive into the lake today. The first fish of the day turns out to be a little walleye. A little too small, so we're gonna let him go. Try and find one that's greener, fatter, smaller. Well, we're back in the staging area. Fishing wasn't the greatest. I got 1 jack, 1 walleye, and 1 perch, which is 3 more than Tyler caught. Oh. So the old girl performed well today, and it wasn't easy. It was a ton of snow out there and flood water. If you've ever encountered it, it's not something you stop and take a video of. You just goose it, and we were able to get out of all the lakes that were buried in snow safely and successfully, and made her back to staging area. We'll head her home for now, but we'll be back. About 6 weeks after Tyler and I's adventure up north, and by the time we got off the lake with all the floodwater and the deep snow and the cold, I told myself that I'm not going back there again this year. But here I am, same place, beautiful day. It's supposed to be like +3 today, and the snow, you can actually get around the lake. Staging area was full, which means that the perch must be biting. In fact, in the first 10 minutes, I caught more perch than the whole time Tyler and I were fishing last time. So it looks to be a pretty fun day of perch fishing. So here's one just pulled out. He's not bad, probably a respectable 9-10 inch perch. I know there's bigger ones down there, but the tungsten with the maggots seem to be working fairly well today so far. Beautiful. Oh, she's really flaring, isn't she? Whew. Thank you, girl. Clear water, so you can actually see them come in. I didn't bring the shack today, the pop-up tent. I just wanted to travel light, and I knew the weather was going to be nice. So, but I did bring some little bags that I can put on if I want to sight fish. But usually you don't necessarily need to see the perch bite the hook. It always helps, I guess, but fun to be surprised too. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. That is a slab of pure Alberta gold right there. So us perch fishermen can be a little secretive about our perch spots. I can tell you that I'm in the Lakeland Provincial Park, and I'm not going to tell you which lake I'm on, but if you're familiar with the park, you probably know exactly where I am if I show you that old trapper's cabin sitting on the shore. One of my favorite spots in this lake. So we ended up with a few decent ones here. Gonna try one more spot and see if I can add a few more to the frying pan. Well, the sun is only about an hour away from setting down under the western horizon, which means I'll have to get packed up here pretty quick. But on the way up this morning, I was listening to a podcast, and does the number 28,000 mean anything to you? Is it a big number, a small number? Well, this podcast was telling me that it's the average number of days a human can expect to live. And when I heard that, 28,000 seemed all of a sudden like kind of a small number. But today was a day well spent. Out on the lake, catching pike, walleye, and a couple jumbo perch. And I have to say there's no place I'd rather be. 28,000. What are you going to do with your day?